Welcome to the next-gen FSM product demo module Dispatcher. Today's video will start with an introduction of the dispatcher role. It will be followed by a short description of scheduling types used in the next-gen FSM platform. As the last part, a corresponding product demo will be presented. Let's start. We present you Emily and her important role as a dispatcher. In this role, she is responsible for coordinating and monitoring the activities of field service technicians within her organizational unit and operations center. She is also the one who optimizes technicians' schedules, ensuring work efficiency. The next-gen FSM platform empowers her with efficient scheduling and dispatching capabilities, real-time field visibility, streamlined communication, and much more. And that is particularly crucial in intraday operations and scheduling. But what is that, and which is the difference between long-term, short-term, and intraday scheduling? Long-term scheduling works over an extended time horizon, typically several weeks, but also months or even years. It focuses on forecasting future service demands, resource requirements, and capacity planning. Short-term scheduling covers a time frame from a few days to a few weeks. The aim is to balance workloads and minimize travel times and costs. And finally, an intraday scheduling. It is all about finding a quick solution to a last-minute issue. It focuses on optimizing services within a single day and involves making real-time adjustments to address any unforeseen events. That's the type of scheduling we are going to discuss today. Let's now move on to the system, and more specifically to the daily plan. It is the most powerful interface in our solution, offering all the tools to schedule and monitor the field services. For those not familiar with it, a fast recap. Daily plan has 4 main sections. This is the central section of a daily plan with the Gantt representation of the current planning. Here, rows represent the technicians and their associated colors can be later tracked also on the map. Green bars are the work shifts, and yellow cells the assigned jobs. In the right section of a daily plan, Emily can find and filter all the ordinary work orders as well as the urgencies that wait to be scheduled. The left section provides a set of KPI counters, so the points of attention for Emily. And finally, the upper section. It offers tools to configure the visualization of the data proposed in the plan. With all that information, let's now imagine being Emily, the dispatcher. It is the very beginning of the day, 6 a.m. to be exact. Emily is drinking her coffee while looking at the next-gen's daily plan and how all the available resources have been well scheduled with jobs. What can she see here? Well, let's take a look at Taylor Eddy. He has an optimized timeline with 6 jobs that fully saturate his workday. Then there is John Scarl. He asked to take a time off in the afternoon. No problem. Emily managed his leave request and unscheduled any work orders in the time when he will be absent. For that day, she also fixed the composition of 2 crews, ternary crew A with 2 work orders related between each other by a multi-stage dependency, and binary crew A with a multi-day work order. Orange color indicates here that the activity is split on multiple days. On the left side of our daily plan, we see the counters. They allow main KPIs monitoring, and as all are green, we are good. The next thing to check is the expected routes of resources, like earlier mentioned Taylor Eddy. Emily can see his route both in a crow flight mode and in a street level one. At the end, Emily can also activate one of many pre-prepared or ad hoc views, like the one we will see in a moment with different colors for each work order type and some extra information. All seems to be set and running smoothly. However, it only seems. But time passes and the daily plan has already changed. Before getting into the details of what happened, let's just quickly notice the daily's plan visual division in two. Left side, as before, shows the planning Gantt, but the right side has been expanded and now displays a map. On the map, we can see the route of Taylor, the technician. Pay attention to the blue color, it reflects his color in the Gantt. Okay, but now coming back to Emily and her current not-so-ideal situation. She is well experienced and more than aware that it is still too early to exclaim, "I love it when a plan comes together." And of course, she is right. We are now only at 6:15 a.m. and things start to crumble. Although there are many resources that stick to the plan, like Lopez Bill, who is as expected working on his first intervention of the day and who is regularly synchronizing all the new information, there are also some, like Lee Patrick, who already shows signs of trouble. Although Patrick has taken his first intervention of the day in charge, he still hasn't really started it, as he hasn't yet declared the arrival on site. He is on the road, but probably early day traffic is slowing him down. With Matthews Richard, on the other hand, we are in an even more critical situation. We have no up-to-date information on Richard. He was supposed to start his shift at 6 a.m., but this icon here indicates that his mobile app he hasn't yet done the beginning of the day clocking. However, all that is nothing in comparison to even worse news. In the meantime, some new, unexpected and urgent service requests have been generated. Our solution brings them to Emily's attention with the alerts on a daily plan and push or even email notifications. But what exactly can be so urgent? Well, that depends on the type of business Emily works for. If she's a dispatcher at the industrial plant, that could be a manufacturing line shutdown. In utility or energy company, the system outage. In healthcare business, an equipment failure. And in the world of insurance, a call from insured and stranded driver asking for assistance. Emily's urgent request was in fact a power network outage. We might have been notified of its occurrence by an OMS, outage management system, a SCADA system, or an IoT system. With the next-gen FSM platform, Emily is getting the information coming from various sources, all prepared and ready to use in a single place, which makes the entire process of taking fast decisions much easier. But how do we support Emily managing the outage? Which type of information can she rely on? Starting from our solution, Next-Gen FSM platform owns the information such as type of intervention, the required skills, and the estimated duration of activity. But being supported by the map tool, we can also display the information such as location of the emergencies, let's see it, and the location of the active technicians that can help with resolving them. The GIS information coming from the integration with GIS systems is mainly concentrated in the available layers and accessible with just one click. Our platform has many layers for users to choose from, like now being activated traffic in real time. Some data is also stored in a work order detail. The nodes that we will see here were derived from the system originating the request and indicate info as the number of impacted customers, expected repair time, and so on. Coming back to our issue, what will happen with the power network outage? Well, it will be fine. Emily has her trusted set of tools to deal with it. She can trust Next-Gen FSM platform's automatic scheduling processes, as well as integrate those with the semi-automatic or even manual scheduling features. Let's first see how the manual feature can help. A great example of such is a daily impact. Here Emily notices that she has another emergency to schedule. Using daily impact allows her to select a suitable for her needs criteria and then find the best choice for activity assignment. Let's select a model first to arrive on site. Our solution proposes Emily the list of technicians, all with suitable skills and ordered by the expected arrival hour. That hour was calculating considering the obvious travel time from the current resource position to the urgent intervention location, but also the status of technicians, so whether they are free or working on an activity that can be suspended, or the time necessary to finish an unsuspendable ongoing task. In our case, the winner is Moore Robert. Let's do a quick check on the variation of his current path. Well, all looks good, so Emily decides to accept that proposal and pastes the work order. Coming back to the daily plan, we can now see the emergency being scheduled to Moore. That was a manual tool. Now it's time for a semi-automatic one. As Emily faces another urgent activity, she may now select a desired scheduling rule, and as a result, the system will by itself assign the problematic activity. In this case, the chosen technician is Kiddister Robin, 6:20 a.m. It's not yet fully, but just semi-automatic process, as Emily is the one choosing which activity needs scheduling. You may now think, wow, that's impressive, but how did it happen? Next-Gen FSM platform scheduling engine has automatically identified the best candidate based on the set of configurable rules and respecting a set of constraints as well as SLA limits. Going into the detail of all the possible configurations and logic behind the semi or fully automatic assignment would take hours. So please be patient. Today we start with a small chunks of information that will be later explored in the future. The last one is a fully automatic scheduling, and the most powerful tool calls for the most dramatic circumstances. Emily often finds herself managing not one but multiple unexpected events at the same time. Imagine, the Los Angeles area is being hit by a huge storm. In just a few minutes, Emily has dozens of new urgent requests to be scheduled. Multiple delays, a few missed appointments, and on top of that, Richard has just called in sick. Emily feels tempted to just wring her hands in despair. Fortunately, Next-Gen FSM platform handles difficult situations with ease and has tools to automatically readapt the current schedule considering all those issues. The intraday reprocessing that Emily has just started is now redefining the remaining part of the day. For the example purposes, we've called that tool manually. The actual setting used by our customers requires the system to automatically process their rescheduling. The dispatcher's responsibility is then only to define how often and according to which criteria the system should run it. We can see that the reprocessing has finished, so let's come back to the daily plan. Urgent orders have been now redistributed and are highlighted in red. Richard's timeline is empty. His work orders have been transferred to other technicians. The urgent KPI counters are again green and under control. And the most important, Emily can finally go and take a break. Here she is, our Emily, all in smiles.